Good afternoon. I'm Angelica Haggert, and you're watching MediaPlex Live at 1. Last night, around 11:45 p.m., patrol officers were dispatched to a robbery at a convenience store located in the 900 block of Alette Avenue. Investigation revealed that a male entered the store, brandishing a blunt object, and demanded money. Over the next several hours, patrol officers responded to 5 other robberies that were all similar in nature. Anyone with information is asked to contact Windsor Police Service or Crime Stoppers. A new project is unearthing some of Windsor's deepest secrets. Dawn Gray reports.
Scientists, archaeologists, and historians converged on Assumption Park over the weekend to take a digital look back into the early beginnings of Windsor. The project, called We Dig History, is a unique way to commemorate Canada's rich history. Maria Chopa is co-director of the project.
We are celebrating Canada's 150th by digging into both the historical records and kind of sort of digging into the ground, although we're not actually literally digging, we're just doing geophysics on it.
The team is using geophysical equipment to search for the remains of structures that once stood in the park dating back to the 1700s. A magnetometer that measures iron levels along with ground-penetrating radar will allow the team to see beneath the surface without having to do any actual digging. Archaeologist on the project, Dina Dorozenko, has done significant research in this space.
What we're looking for are the buildings that were here in the 1700s into the early 1800s, associated with what was known as the Huron Mission and the early versions of Assumption Church, which still stands today behind me.
The park, just east of the Ambassador Bridge, has been occupied by many different people over the centuries. Project historian Julian Teasdale thinks this is why the area is so significant.
But the cool thing is that it can be from different eras, because over time different people use this area right here. Aboriginal people, French people, British people.
Because of its archaeological potential, the park is protected by the city under a conservation easement, which means no digging is actually allowed. Many of those involved in the project prefer it that way. The goal of We Dig History is to construct an online exhibit by combining the results of this geophysical survey with a digital collection of pictures. The exhibit will allow people to take a virtual tour through our past. Organizers are hoping to have the virtual exhibit online by the end of 2017. They say it's a fitting way to wrap up a year of Canada 150 celebrations. Reporting from MediaPlex News Now, I'm Dawn Gray.
Open Streets Windsor 2017 was a success, taking place just over a week ago on September 17th. I have coordinator Michael Shantler in studio with me today. Thanks for joining me, Michael.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Now, from last year to this year, you made some major changes to Open Streets, one day with a longer time frame. Was the change successful?
I think it was. I think what it did is it enabled people who were going to their places of worship time to take care of church service and then get down for the event. So I think it was a success, and it was a long day for a lot of our partners, but it was a lot of fun as well.
A new addition this year was the Ontario 150 Hub. So how did that hub promote the celebration of the province's birthday?
We partnered with a number of different groups locally. The Multicultural Council helped us out a lot. And we had musical performances, dance performances. We had some bands down there. It was a lot of fun. And of course, we commissioned our Ontario 150 Trillium cookie, and we gave out 200 dozen cookies at that hub.
Were the cookies good?
They were delicious, yeah.
Now, a week out, do you have any plans yet for next year?
The plan right now, I guess, is pay some bills and get the report together, and we are surveying everyone involved in the event to make sure that the things we did were successful and that people would participate again next year if we brought them on board again.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining me today, Michael. We're looking forward to Open Streets 2018. And now to the weather. The end of this week will see a return to cooler weather after the record-breaking temperatures of the past weekend. Sunshine keeps the heat on Monday through Wednesday with temperatures nearing or above 30 degrees Celsius. On Thursday, we drop to 20 degrees Celsius, followed by a chance of showers and 20 degrees on Friday. Saturday and Sunday will be mainly sunny with a high of 18 degrees. The Windsor Spitfires opened their season this weekend and welcomed a new player with a familiar name. Todd Sheeran reports.
Detroit-born Igor Larionov Jr. feels right at home. The 19-year-old shares the same name as his father, who won 3 Stanley Cups playing for the Detroit Red Wings, and was also in attendance to watch his son's first game in a Windsor uniform. Larionov Jr. had this to say about playing in the presence of his father.
It's good. I'm pretty much used to it. He's a pretty big guy in hockey, but to me, he's just my dad, so I just try to play my best, and if he has some pointers or tips, I'll always listen.
Larionov Jr., who agreed to terms with the Spitfires on a standard Ontario Hockey League player and education package on September 19, 2017, was originally a 14th-round selection of the Saginaw Spirit, 230th overall, in the 2014 OHL Priority Selection. Igor Larionov has high hopes for his son.
It's not easy to say to say things about your own son, but I guess I know he got a lot of skill, a lot of talent, a lot of big hockey IQ. So he's got to get comfortable.
It didn't take very long for Larionov Jr. to do so, as he scored his first goal as a Spitfire less than 3 minutes into play during the team's second game of the season on Friday night in London.
He's a gifted player offensively, and when he's got it, he's dangerous. He can bring people to him and distribute the puck and can slow the game down a bit. And, it's what we needed. We needed some skill like that, so it's good.
As one of the older players on the team with prior CHL experience, Larionov Jr. said he wants to help the younger guys and likes to contribute each night to help the team win. The Spitfires were perfect during their opening week, defeating the Saginaw Spirit 3-1, the London Knights 5-2, and the Guelph Storm 4-0 respectively. For MediaPlex News, I'm Todd Sheeran.
When man's best friend gets sick, it can be hard not to panic. Alyssa Horrobin reports on the kennel cough outbreak in Windsor.
Infectious tracheobronchitis, otherwise known as kennel cough, is a highly contagious virus among dogs. Veterinarian Sukhbal Gill at Clearwater Animal Hospital says the most common symptom is a loud cough, which can take a few days to appear.
Our patients, they don't speak, so we have to find what's wrong with them, making diagnoses.
At Animal Antics Behavior Center, owner Kelly French says her business has been affected by the recent outbreak.
Potentially a lot of people get afraid of it as well because it is costly if you have to do antibiotics and a vet visit. So a lot of people kind of shy away from social avenues after they've had kennel cough as well.
Good boy.
Drake Baird isn't worried. His dogs are on antibiotics, but he is taking them back to the dog park as soon as they get approval from the vet.
By being in the fenced-off dog parks, we know that we're being safe, and while, yes, we increase our risk of getting kennel cough, I'd rather him get a cold than get hit by a car or something much more drastic than just a cold.
Because there is an outbreak in the area, doctors recommend dog owners disinfect shared water bowls and toys to prevent catching or spreading kennel cough. Speak to your veterinarian about the kennel cough vaccine. For MediaPlex News, I'm Alyssa Horrobin.
One Windsorite is giving music a shot in hopes of making a career of it. Reporter Miller Hill has the story.
Age can be a deterring factor for some, but that hasn't stopped 14-year-old Teodora Teleski from pursuing a career in music. She began singing and playing the piano since the age of 4, and recently she has been writing and recording her own music.
Whenever I write music, I always know the melody, so from the melody I pick out chords on the piano, and then I use GarageBand on my laptop, and then from there I add in different instruments and I make a rough sketch of what I want the song to hear like.
Over the past year, Teleski has been working on her first EP, In the Beginning, and late last week she released it to the public. The EP features 6 songs that capture the emotions of young teenagers.
I go off of Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, and how like most of the pop songs write love songs. But I didn't want to make it for like girlfriend, boyfriend kind of thing like other pop stars do. I wanted to make it more in general. So it could be love for parents, love for your pets, siblings, anybody basically.
Teleski had a release party for her EP at the Old Walkerville Theatre on Friday, where she performed a number of her songs. She says she is very hopeful of a career in music and is going to give it her best. For MediaPlex News, I'm Miller Hill.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Angelica Haggert, and you've been watching MediaPlex Live at 1.